Subway, Red Lobster, Applebee's, and TGI Fridays. The chains that you thought would be around forever are literally collapsing in 2025. Stores are shutting down, bankruptcies are exploding, and tariffs are stomping on what's left. Could this be the year that America's favorite restaurants finally die off? Subway, the largest restaurant chain in America by number of stores, is now shrinking. In 2024, the company closed 631 locations, its steepest loss in decades, which pushed it below 20,000 U.S. restaurants for the first time in 20 years, down to about 19,502. Despite still holding the top spot over Starbucks, that decline reflects a broader trend. Since 2015, Subway has closed around 7,600 outlets, roughly 28% of its total U.S. footprint. The company attributes the closures to a data-driven smart growth strategy, shifting toward profitability over saturation. Still, competition from fresher fast casual chains and damage to its reputation have made the path forward increasingly narrow. The once unstoppable chain that promised to eat fresh could instead be eaten alive by 2025. Do you think Subway can still reinvent itself? Or is this the final chapter for America's sandwich empire? But this is not it. Hooters is proving that bankruptcy can hit just as hard. Hooters, the food chain which is best known for wings and its all-female waitstaff. On March 31, 2025, Hooters filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in Texas, reporting assets and liabilities between $50 million and $100 million. The restructuring aims to transfer company-owned locations to franchisees with plans to emerge from bankruptcy in 90 to 120 days. But still, this spring brought some abrupt closures. More than 30 locations were shut down across the U.S., including branches in Texas, Florida, Georgia, and several Midwestern states. In the previous summer, the company had already closed roughly 44 underperforming restaurants. The bankruptcy also reflected a $376 million debt load. The once rowdy sports bar empire is now fighting for survival. Will franchising save it, or is Hooters about to vanish from America's streets forever? While you're looking for an answer, Red Lobster is finding itself caught in the same storm of financial collapse. Red Lobster, a go-to for casual dining and seafood celebrations, showed signs of deep strain by mid-2024. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy after suffering heavy losses. In late 2023, it reported operating losses reaching $11 million in a single quarter, with annual losses surpassing $22 million. Its signature promotions like Endless Shrimp now undercut its own financial stability. The restructuring plan seeks new ownership and business terms, with a leaner portfolio expected to include about 544 U.S. and Canadian locations under new leadership. But wait, if Red Lobster's Endless Shrimp sank profits, Applebee's is cutting locations just to stay afloat. Applebee's is retrenching amid ongoing losses. In 2023, it closed between 25 and 35 locations. That decline continued throughout 2024, bringing total closures closer to 60. Now projections show that by 2025, Applebee's may eliminate between 105 and 135 U.S. restaurants as it shifts towards profitability. The chain is also testing dual-branded Applebee's IHOP units and rolling out remodels. But younger diners are increasingly drawn to faster, trendier alternatives, leaving mid-tier casual dining caught in an uncomfortable middle ground. And while Applebee's trims down, Cheesecake Factory is still serving big, but maybe too big. Finally, this food chain continues to feel strain from shifting consumer habits. The chain reported record revenues, $921 million in its fourth quarter of fiscal 2024, up from $877 million the year before, and the same-store sales rose about 2.5%. But still, analysts warn that high menu complexity, big portions, and dependency on high-foot traffic make it vulnerable. The vast menu and large-scale format may no longer align with diners who now look for efficiency, novelty, and value. So, could America's favorite dessert palace soon crumble under its own weight? Well, even Buffalo Wild Wings isn't escaping the slowdown. Buffalo Wild Wings, the go-to for beer, wings, and big screens, is starting to lose its bite. At the end of 2024, the chain had 1,183 sports bars, but even that came with a net loss. Over the last 3 years, 13 restaurants have quietly shut down. Revenue has dipped in some reports, with operating totals falling from approximately $1.069 billion in 2024 to $1.035 billion in 2025. These modest declines indicate increased pressure and the need for strategic reinvention. While still recognized for wings, beer, and sports energy, the chain must contend with changing customer preferences and competition in the casual dining sector. So will Buffalo Wild Wings reinvent its model? Well, only time will tell. And unlike wings, tacos are still holding strong, at least for now. Taco Bell remains a strong performer among the struggling chains, but its path forward is no longer guaranteed. The restaurant and food that everyone loves has no promising future. In 2024, it passed the milestone of generating over $1 billion in core operating profit, with same-store sales up 5% in Q4, outpacing the industry. Total revenues rose nearly 7% year-over-year, while franchise and property revenue climbed from $281 million in 2023 to $319 million in 2024. Taco Bell has launched a new growth strategy, Ring the Bell. Relentlessly innovate next-generation growth, aiming to double innovation in 2025. But can Taco Bell keep innovating quickly? Even so, the chain must constantly evolve or risk falling behind emerging fast casual rivals. Yet where Taco Bell rings up growth, IHOP is stuck flipping losses. IHOP, the once beloved home of pancakes and family breakfast, is losing ground in the changing dining landscape. Fourth quarter 2024 same-restaurant sales declined 2.8% compared to the year before, and quarterly revenue dropped from $206.3 million in Q4 2023 to $204.8 million. For the full year, Q3 same-store sales had fallen 2.1%. Earlier in the year, Q2 same-store sales had already declined 1.4%. This weak performance reflects not only economic headwinds, but also fading demand for traditional breakfast offerings and less success from promotions and virtual dining brands. Value offerings have risen in popularity, but IHOP still struggles to regain momentum among cost-conscious customers. So, do you think IHOP will find a way to reconnect with value-driven customers? Because as pancakes are sliding, Fridays are now filing for survival. TGI Fridays, once the fun, casual hangout for weekends, has also entered a difficult chapter. In November 2024, the chain filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection, with debts estimated between $100 million and $500 million. The filing covers only the 39 company-owned restaurants. Franchise locations remain open. By that time, the chain had already closed more than 50 company-owned sites. Behind the scenes, key executives, including the CFO, COO, general counsel, and head of procurement, all resigned, raising concerns about financial sustainability and operational structure. Fewer than 200 U.S. locations remain active, and the brand must face a shrinking footprint and unresolved liabilities as it attempts to survive. Many wonder if TGI Fridays can emerge from bankruptcy with a smaller but viable footprint. Many people hope that it does. Meanwhile, Salt Bae's empire is sprinkling salt overseas instead of in the U.S. Nusret, the celebrity steakhouse known as Salt Bae's empire, is pulling back sharply in the U.S. The brand has closed all but 2 of its American restaurant locations, shifting its expansion focus to overseas markets. Originally operating approximately in 6 U.S. locations, the chain is now concentrating on opening new venues in cities like Ibiza, Rome, Milan, and others. But do you think Nusret will ever find a second chance in the U.S.? Because the retrenchment reflects poor performance in the U.S. and a business model that failed to sustain itself in this market despite its viral fame and luxury positioning. So there you have it. If you want to see how tariffs and changing tastes keep reshaping America's biggest restaurants, make sure to subscribe.